Just other singers. I don't sing, but I've watched them warming up. That's like a typical thing. Learn that. Practice that. Learn how to do it. You should feel it back here when you're doing it. Okay? Sound like you're a very dumb rooster.
What about like the la 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 la?
Yeah, that's our honestly more singer stuff. You can do that. I don't do the la-las because you don't use that much melody in rhyming. You know what I mean? That's why. So those are basic voice things. Another thing to learn is feedback on the microphone. This is something that we get mad at the sound man, and 90% of it is usually our fault. Is that the mic is going to feed back anytime you drop it down to here. However, when you're sound checking, if you ever watch me sound check at a show, I'm not getting up to sound check and to go through my songs. I'm not trying to check my songs. What I'm literally doing, if you were to have me sound check right now, I'm literally walking to every place on the stage I can find because I want to find whatever spots are the feedback spots. Meaning I know some rooms are basically, I may feedback here. So I know that I have to adjust the feedback in the monitor here. Not here, because a lot of guys sound check like this. Check 1, 2. Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, that's cool. No. When you're rhyming, you're going to be all over the stage. So when you sound check all over the stage. Find every single corner so you know there's no feedback. But that's only if the room isn't checked properly. Most guys feedback, most people that start off, they feedback because they drop their hand down here. This to this will cause what I like to call the orca effect. Shamu will show up in your monitors because he will go wee! Okay? The Shamu effect is because you never drop your mic down. There's no reason to. This is your friend. Would you drop your friend on the ground? Would you stick your friend in a place where his ears would hurt? Of course not. You take your friend and you always keep him up here. Even if you're not rhyming, just keep it here. Why? Because you're lessening your chances of feedback. Now, if I'm like done and my boy's rhyming, or I get done rhyming, a lot of guys will they want to punctuate their last word, and that's why I said, word. Don't do that. There's no reason to drop the mic. You're done. Peace out. Keep the mic up. Walk off the stage. Okay? There's a whole other technique to feedback. I won't get totally into it, but the key is just you can eliminate 90% of the feedback by just not going like this. Okay? Just keep your mic chest up. You know what I mean? Just always keep it chest up. There's just no reason really to drop it. So those are basic vocal mic things. You can put your mics down. Your friends, you will see them later. The second thing I want to talk about is body language. Okay? That's the other dynamic to performing that we forget about, is how you carry yourself here, your posture, your presence, how you move. Now, every rapper has their own sort of vibe, their own feel, their own way of doing what they do, and they should. But there is certain little things that everyone should do, and good rappers do, good MCs do, is first of all, understanding posture. If I'm going to go over to you and I'm going to talk to you, and I'm down like this, what am I implying? I'm lazy. I'm implying that what I have to say is not that important. I'm implying that I don't feel confident in myself. You know what I mean? I look unconfident. I look embarrassed. You know what I mean? Like, so someone just told you a dog died. First thing you do, you're like, Fluffy's dead. You know what I mean? Your posture will make people, 90% of communication is body language. 10% is what you say. You speak more in how you carry yourself. So, go ahead.
Talk a lot in the Bible how about Jesus spoke with authority. I always interpreted that with rappers, if he spoke with authority, how much more
should we speak?
Should he be on stage? We should speak with the same authority.
But see, we sometimes have the tendency, there's 3 ways you can carry your body: hunched over, here, or head back and chest out. So what does this imply if I'm walking up talking to you like this?
You're proud.
Confrontational, proud, arrogant, too much confidence. My back hurts, whatever, I don't know. You know what I mean? There's a lot of things it implies. So in other words, we can be either not confident and no authority in what we're saying, or too much confidence and too much authority in what we're saying. The true person that communicates knows how to stand right here. Okay? And the other thing too that we don't realize, that if you speak like this, you're straining your lungs and you can't speak as effectively. If you speak like this, you're straining your lungs and you can't speak it. You want to speak the most effectively is right here. Okay? So when you're on that stage and you're rhyming, yeah, there's times where you might lean over a little bit to emphasize a point. There's times where you might be chilling in the back in the cut, but really, truthfully, if you're really going to speak authoritatively, you're going to be right here. Why? Because what does this imply? This implies that I'm confident, but I'm not cocky. This implies that I have authority, but I'm not arrogant. You see what I'm saying? So those are just basics of body posture that we miss. But when you're on that mic and you're getting up to speak, this is a big deal. This will make me listen to you or make me go, this guy's not even confident in what he has to say. He's embarrassed. Why am I giving him my next 5 minutes? See what I'm saying? How many guys have, really most rappers rock it like this. Because that's the way you approach somebody in the streets. If someone's messing with you, what's the first thing you do? Shirt off. What up, man? You know what I mean? That's the confrontation. A lot of guys, rappers, bring that to the stage. And suddenly now you're trying to minister to me, but all I can see is your arrogance. So we have to even practice learning how to just stand on a stage with confidence and authority, but not cockiness, okay? So that's just little things to learn. Those are little things to practice. Little things, even if you make an experiment, walk up to somebody and be like, hey man, and see how they react to you. You know what I mean? Eye contact, that's the second thing of body posture. This is where a lot of people struggle when it comes to rocking the stage, because the biggest thing they're afraid of is that, God forbid, someone would look back at them in the eyes. And that's scary, because chances are that person's in the front row, second row, third row, and they're probably just standing there. If you're brand new starting out, I'm sorry, people are not at your shows like, yeah! No. Most of the time, people are standing there staring at you like, make me move. So what happens if you meet that person in the eye? You're scared. And that is very normal to feel that way. There is a great way to get past all that, to lose all that. What's up, man? Come on in. Great way to get past the fear of meeting someone eye to eye is you literally just look right over the top of everybody's head. Why do you do that? Because what it makes people think is that you're looking at everybody, he's looking at me, but you're really not. You're looking at, in other words, if I was to address this crowd and rock this entire room right now, my focus would be literally right there at the back of the room, right about in the middle of the room. Because why? If I'm standing here looking straight ahead, everybody in the room kind of thinks I'm looking at them to some degree. Now I may shift my eyes and look down here for a minute. I may look over here for a minute. I may look at the top. I may look at the bottom. But my main focus is to always keep it right over everybody's heads. My eyes are looking right over everybody's heads, because that makes everyone think that he's looking at me. He's addressing me. Because if my eyes are like this the whole time during the show, it goes back to, remember we were talking about confidence or lack of? When you're talking like this is basically, you're telling me, your body posture is telling me, what I have to say is really not that important. But if you'd like to listen, that'd be great. You know what I mean? By looking down. However, this is the opposite. The other guys that have the cocky attitude of speaking or looking, they're looking over here. You ever notice a dude? It's almost like you're saying, I'm too hard to even look at you. You ever, I don't know if you used to get in fights. I mean, I remember like when the fights I used to get in, I'd have a dude be like, oh no, he didn't. Like he was like so mad, you know what I mean? Like he'd be like, I'm gonna tear this dude up, I'm not even gonna look at him. And then it's blah! You know what I mean? That's the other thing we do with our eyes that's not proper. The proper thing is to engage everybody, to make everyone feel like you're looking at them. And that again goes back to the same with the body posture. And you'll notice that even by the way you hold your body will really dictate how you hold your eyes. You know what I mean? Comment.
That's nerve-wracking because on Wednesday we had to do the show. Nobody was moving. It was like we were just standing there. You see some like bobbing
Yeah.
it's like.
We're going to get into that next week on how to build your show to make the crowd move. So, but 90% of getting the crowd to move is getting all this taken care of first. Because you can literally do everything in your show correctly, and still the crowd may not move, but they may still walk out and go, those dudes rocked it. Because they had an authority, they rocked it with authority. You know, you ever see a group that maybe the crowd's not moving, but you're watching them and they're killing it? You may not go, man, I just got down to the show, but you may walk out going, they really did it. They did their thing.
Sometimes you just don't feel like putting your hands up.
Part of that has to do with the crowd you're with. And there's a lot of,